Hello everyone and welcome to the New York Empoleon Week 2 Team Builder for the APA Evolution League. Oh my god, my face cam is small. Hold on. Now you guys can see my pretty face even bigger. Alright, so this week we are taking on Silver Smasher 96, coach of the Floridian Typhlosions, and an incredible battler in his own right. From how I understand it, definitely one of the favorites in this league, so really hoping that we can get a win here. I am going to be obviously trying to make this team work, this first overall draft pick team, which I actually really like and think is a really good team. So first things first, his team is Landorus Eye with Sheer Force, Mega Gardevoir, Ferrothorn, Araquanid, Goodra, Alolan Persian, Arcanine, Mienshao, Magneton, Claydol, and Rotom Fan, with Alolan Persian and Arcanine being his Z users. First immediate reaction is how many mixed attackers he has. How his team can be mixed and matched to the situation that is required. Goodra can be run mixed, Landorus Eye can be run mixed, Alolan Persian, Arcanine, Claydol. I mean, all these Pokemon can be run one way or another. Now, Magneton scares my Scizor quite a bit because Magnet Pull into HP Fire. Obviously, I can have the U-turn, but if he goes with some fast set, he does naturally outspeed me, so I do have to watch out for that. Otherwise, he's just got major threats up and down the board, but I think we are going to be bringing the best team to handle that. First, we have a specially defensive Gardevoir coming this week with Trace and the Assault Vest, and you can see it's 80 special defense and a boosting nature, which allows this thing to get very, very specially bulky and tank hits from Mega Gardevoir very well. It only takes about 35% from a Hyper Voice from a max special attack modest Mega Gardevoir. Earth Power from Landorus Eye is only doing about 30%. So this thing is going to be basically my special wall this week. Moonblast, Hidden Power, Fire, mostly for the Magneton and the Ferrothorn, Icy Wind, and Thunderbolt. Allows me to hit pretty much his entire team for some sort of super effective coverage. And that makes me very, very happy. Icy Wind is for amazing speed control. At -1, nothing outspeeds my Gardevoir. It is sped to be that way. So that way I can just kind of get some speed control and maybe switch out on something. Tracing into Sheer Force, obviously, I don't actually know if that helps me or not. Icy Wind no longer lowers the speed of something like Landorus Eye and still doesn't OHKO it. So honestly, Tracing Sheer Force is probably worst case scenario for that. But as far as Moonblast goes, that thing gets stupid strong if you get a Sheer Force Gardevoir. Next up, we do have our Tapu Koko, rocking out with a Shuka Berry, Nature's Madness, Dazzling Gleam, Volt Switch, and a Hidden Power Ice, and enough speed to outspeed his entire team unboosted without a Scarf or something. So that's pretty convenient. His fastest mon being Alolan Persian allows this thing to actually run. It still has to run a Timid Nature, but it does not have to run that many EVs, and is a little bit bulkier as a result. I went back and forth between Nature's Madness with Tapunium Z. I went to Shuka Berry, as you guys can see, I decided on. I've had Taunt on this set. I went back and forth with a lot of sets. Koko looks really good in this matchup, but does suffer from Super 4 move syndrome and gets hard walled by things like Goodra, so Nature's Madness can really, really help me. And 75% from Nature's Madness would actually be amazing if I can get my Tapu Koko to do that. Now, a lot of what it's for is also setting up for my Lucha, so you'll see that later on. Next up, we have the Vaporeon, which is called Toxic Heal Bell. This thing will pretty much wall the Landorus if I need it to. It is extremely specially defensive, with some physical bulk allowing it to tank hits from the Araquanid as well as the Ferrothorn and the Mienshao if it does need to take hits from those, and spread Toxic around since Ferrothorns mainly and Magneton are his only real immunities to it, and nothing that can be Toxic appreciates the residual. Wish is going to help me just be able to get HP back on this or anything else, since this week I am lacking a decent amount of recovery, and so Wish is going to help me with that, and Heal Bell because I think his team does love statusing things, and so being able to get rid of those would be amazing. Next up, we do have Nidoqueen. We're going to go with an offensive Nidoqueen this week. Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Stealth Rock, and Earth Power. If I was deciding to run the Sludge Wave, then I hit every single thing on his team for super effective damage. The one thing I am missing right now is Mega Gardevoir, but we never leave our Nidoqueen in on a Mega Gardevoir anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. That's what I figured. It's the only thing that I'm not hitting super effectively, although I guess the Araquanid is something that I'm also only hitting neutrally with the Flamethrower, but that's fine. I don't really mind. I wouldn't be doing that much to the record anyway. Now, Life Orb, Sheer Force, Nidoqueen literally just rocks through his team. If I can get an Icy Wind off from the Gardevoir, this thing comes in and kills something, and then we continue on from there. As you can see, it has the exact same speed stat as Gardevoir, which is to outspeed everything after a Icy Wind. I mean, also, that was almost English. It also has the added benefit of being able to outspeed an uninvested Mega Gardevoir, which is something that I think is valuable, albeit not necessarily vital. Next up, we have Rotom, Roy, Defog, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, and Hidden Power Ice. This set is going to look real familiar to the one I ran last week, mostly because I switched, I think, Hidden Power Ice is in place of, I forget what I put there, Hex last week. So maybe gonna branch out after this week with the Rotom, but honestly this set looked really good, since the only thing that's not going to be taking anything from Volt Switch is the Landorus, which doesn't appreciate Hidden Power Ice, and spreading status is again really important to my team, and I didn't have another Defogger, so Rotom is going to be the one filling that role. I definitely need to start spreading that a little bit. I think Defog is good on Rotom, but I feel like Rotom can do other things, and since it is a Z user of mine, I do want to keep an eye on that as well. And lastly, we do have the Lucha with the Electric Seed unburdened this week, so we are going to be trying out the Lucha. Acrobatic, Substitute, Drain Punch, Bulk Up. If I can wear his team down to about 50% on most mons, this thing kills kills them all from there. There's really nothing on his team that's going to want to take an Acrobatics, and if it does, then I'm going to be able to Bulk Up and then go for it after that. So he should be okay. In that sense, I don't want to bring this thing in until his team is chipped down. That's hopefully where we're going to be able to go with that, and hopefully everything works out. So that's the team this week. We are going to be taking on, like I said, Silver and the Floridian Typhlosions. Check that battle out tomorrow. Check every other coach that is uploading out in the league. Hopefully I'll have some links to at least my opponents whenever they're there. So in the description below. So if you want to check them out, I encourage you guys to do it. This league was chosen as an all-star league, so I'm very, very honored to be here. We picked up that first week win. That doesn't sound right, but I think that is correct grammatically. We picked up that win in the first week, and so now we are going to be hopefully continuing on this run right now. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with that battle. Take care, everybody.